Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about our negative thoughts and how they're going to be fueling like our actions and things that we do. So oftentimes we're going to have a lot of negative thoughts, which I call irrational thoughts, that start to creep up on us. And then oftentimes they turn into spirals. We start spiraling to other things after we're thinking about them. So the most important thing is to think about, okay, what is that negative thought? So maybe it's, I'm never going to get that job. I'm never going to be a mom. I'm never going to make friends. I'm never going to be happy. All of these different negative thoughts that can happen to us. And it's always important to remember that thoughts are just thoughts. It's all about energy. And so a thought is just energy. It's only going to have emotions if you add emotions to them. And the important part is to just watch the thought kind of float by. Like if you can imagine just a leaf in water, right? We're going to see a leaf fall into water and we're going to watch it kind of go down the river, the lake. We never jump in and try to hurry up and get the leaf. We never try to hurry up and push it through. We never hold on to it. We just watch the leaf flow down. And that's the same thing with thoughts. So when we're thinking about this, we're thinking about negative thoughts, right? So let's say a negative thought of mine was that I'm a horrible friend. So then what I want, just based off that coping skills that I taught you before, what I want you to do is you get your negative thought, I'm a horrible friend, you write that down, and then you start to list all the reasons why you're not a horrible friend. I make time for my friends. I'm always available when they need me. Like all the things that are gonna prove that thought to be wrong is what you're gonna be writing. And it doesn't matter what this thought is. You always try to find the core belief that you have with that thought, write that down. Like if you're thinking of all these things and it's not quite like I'm a horrible friend, maybe it's something more deep. What is that core little piece of that thought, and write that down. Maybe I'm not enough, or someone's better than me. Write that down and then list all the reasons why that is not true. So that's the important part with that. And so something else I always tell my clients is our thoughts are going to fuel our feelings and our behaviors. And so sometimes I do the triangle and I always tell them it starts up here, then it shoots down to your feelings and shoots over to your behaviors. Oftentimes it can be reversed and go this way, but majority of the time it's going to start here, go down to what we feel, and then what we do. Oftentimes when I work with kids, I do it this way. I say like head, stomach, and then what we do with our hands. And so when you think about a negative thought, so I'm never going to make friends, right? If I'm thinking I'm never going to make friends, maybe it's going to make me feel sad or make me feel lonely. And then in turn, I may avoid people because I'm afraid I'm not going to make friends. I may isolate myself from people. And so is that going to be a positive thing? No, it's kind of more of a negative, right? So the important part is to stop the thought. If we were looking at the triangle, we want to stop the thought before it reaches our feelings. So right when we get that thought, we want to use thought challenge, or we want to change our thought, maybe distract ourselves. You can also do what's called a here and now object. So I have 3 things in front of me. I have a pen, I have keys, I even have this little scrunchie. So you want to pick one of those things up. So mine would be my pen. And you want to look at it like a science experiment. You want to say like, is it smooth? Is it rough? Like what color's on it? So you want to really focus on this pen. And what that's doing is it's changing your thought pattern to now focusing on the pen. And when you do that, it's shifting that thought process just enough where once you're done with this, you can start thinking about something else and stop thinking about that negative thought. Or it disrupts it enough where you can just totally forget about what you were just doing, and now you're focusing on the here and now, and maybe you could find other objects. So that's something that you can do. Another thing, if you're home, I always tell people in a safe environment, you can stand up with no shoes on, close your eyes, take a couple steps forward, a couple steps back. You can lean left, right, side to side, or front and back. And when you have your eyes closed, your brain is focusing on your steps so that way you don't fall over. So now you're not thinking about that thought anymore and you're focusing more on what you're actually doing. And so these are just ways of stopping that process. So stopping the thought before it can reach to your feelings, before it can impact your actions. So when you're thinking about that, think about all the ways that maybe our thoughts have fueled a lot of our feelings and our behaviors. And let me know in the comments what was going on. Or you can always reach out to me and let me know, because I really want to know, what was that process like for you? And have you noticed any of those things that happen to you on day to day? Talk soon.